Now, this absorption of water by the root hairs and then the ascent of sap is not a very easy process for the plant to take place, because it doesn't have any electric pumps or some forceful device attached to it. So, how does it occur that the sap or the water reaches even to the tallest tree, to its highest branch? Okay, now if we take a cotton and we put it in water, what do we see? It will very quickly absorb the water. I took some colored water so that you can see it. Okay, it will very quickly absorb the water with the help of capillarity, small spaces in between it, or because of the surface tension. Okay, now how does the plant absorb water? That we've already learned, but how does the water travel upwards? Okay, so it is not only the work of one simple force, there are multiple forces acting which helps the plant to ascend the water in it. Okay, so let's study all the forces that helps the plant in ascent of sap. So number one is root pressure. Now this is the pressure of the water molecules outside the roots, which wants to enter the root hairs. So this constant inflow of water that creates a hydrostatic force. The xylem has wants the water to be brought into it. So this hydrostatic force is the root pressure, because of which the water enters the root hair. Now next, transpirational pull. So what happens in a plant if there are stomata on the undersurface of the leaves and the water is being lost by these stomata constantly. Now as the stomata are giving away water, that is transpiration, that is loss of water by the plants through the stomata. As the stomata is giving away water, it is in a need of water, so it pulls water from its adjacent cell. Now the adjacent cell, after giving water to the stomata, now is lacks water. So now this adjacent cell will try to pull water from the next cell. So this is how a chain of pull or a suction force is created, which helps the water to rise inside the plant right to its tallest branch. Okay, that is created by the process of transpiration. Now next, cohesion. Now this is the nature of matter, that is the similar particles try to attract each other or remain with each other. Okay, so cohesion, that is the attraction between the water molecules. It helps the water, one molecule of water, to pull the other molecule of water, which in turn pulls the third molecule of water. So therefore this cohesive force helps the water to rise, okay, or move forward. Clear? Now you can see that when you open the tap. If you open the tap, you see the flow of water coming. Why is it so? It is because of the cohesive force, the attraction of the water molecules among itself. Now next, adhesion. Adhesion is how does the water rise in the xylem vessel. It is the force between two dissimilar molecules. That is the water molecules and the xylem cells. The attraction between the water molecules and the xylem cells helps the water molecules also to ascend or climb or move upwards in the plant. The next is capillary force. Capillary is a very thin tube. It is because of the thinness of this capillary tube that the water does not need, or any liquid does not need, an external force to rise inside it. So the xylem vessels acts as capillary tubes and the capillary force is created. Therefore, the water ascends inside the plant. So all these forces together help in ascent of sap. What is the scent of sap? It is the upward movement of water and minerals in the plant from the roots to the leaves. The transpiration is a very important process that takes place in the plant, which helps it to get rid of excess water. Excess water from the plant is lost, okay, because of transpiration. The water uses up the internal heat of the plant and transforms or converts the liquid water into water vapor, which is given out through the stomata present in the leaf, okay, in the form of water vapor. So how does it go into the atmosphere? As water vapor. So if you know, water to be transformed to water vapor needs energy or heat. So this energy is utilized by the internal, by the plant. In which form? The internal heat of the plant produced inside the plant is used to transform this water into water vapor. Therefore, transpiration, the importance of it is because it has a cooling effect. Transpiration is important because it has a cooling effect in the plant, as because the internal heat of the plant is being used up by it. The second use we've already studied, that is the transpirational pull. The transpirational pull helps in ascent of sap. So because of this, transpiration is very important, and so the rate of transpiration is also important for the plant, because the speed of the transpiration will also help the plant in absorbing water or pulling it up to the leaves. Talking about the factors that affect the transpiration, the rate of transpiration, whether it be increased or decreased, let us talk about that. First factor being sunlight. Sunlight is a very important factor because of the sun, the stomatas are open and the water is given out through the stomata. So the bright sunlight will always increase the rate of transpiration. If there is no sunlight, the stomatas will close, so transpiration will not occur then. Now wind, the velocity of the wind, the speed of the wind, it helps the rate of transpiration to speed up, because it will blow away the water vapor as it is being formed or given out by the plant. So the speed of the wind will always increase transpiration. Now temperature, if the temperature is high, the warmer it is, the more water will be given out by the plant, so it will increase. But very high temperatures destroys the enzymes in the plant, which stops the transpiration. So a normal rate of increase of temperature will always increase the rate of transpiration. Now talk about humidity. If you know what is humidity, humidity is amount of moisture present in the air. So if the humidity is high, that is the amount of moisture present in the air is high, then transpiration will naturally be low. So if humidity is high, rate of transpiration decreases. We've already discussed about the importance of minerals by the plant. So there are, we can categorize it in two ways, that is macronutrients and micronutrients. So the macronutrients are minerals which are required in large amount, okay, like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus. These are all macronutrients. Potassium. Micronutrients are nutrients which are required in very small quantity by the plants, okay, like iron, manganese, copper, zinc, chlorine. Clear? Now there are various role of macro and micro nutrients, various functions that are very important also. So what are the functions that they play a important role, like the permeability of the cell membrane, maintenance of the concentration of the cell sap on which the osmosis will depend, components of protoplasm as it form part of protoplasm, then cell wall, nucleic acid. So it is important. It also helps in protein synthesis, photosynthesis, respiration, opening and closing of stomata. It also helps the plant to grow and also in reproduction. So, as because they are part of such essential activities in the plant, so therefore the deficiency of them also creates a lot of disorders or diseases. So we take that's why I'm giving you this table. So here what we see, the nine macronutrients and micronutrients are listed. The macronutrient nitrogen, it is constituent of protein and nucleic acid. And what is the deficiency symptom? It will show if nitrogen is less in the plant will show poor growth. It will have very small leaves. The flowering will be take a longer time for the flowers to bloom. There'll be purple spots on leaves and yellowing of old leaves, chlorosis. This disease is also called chlorosis. Now, sulfur, constituent of some protein, enzymes, vitamins, and chlorophyll, it also leads to chlorosis and curling and yellowing of leaves. Even young leaves will curl and become yellow because of lack of sulfur in the plant. Phosphorus, it is constituent of nucleic acid and nucleoproteins. So deficiency of such phosphorus leads to stunted growth. The growth will be lesser than what it should. There will be leaf fall, the leaves will fall before time, and brown areas on leaves and fruits can be seen. Now talking about micronutrients, zinc, manganese and boron. Zinc activates certain enzymes, constituents of some plant hormones. As there are hormones and enzymes required in human beings, so is it in plants. So if zinc is lacking, then also the plant will show a stunted growth. It will have D-shaped leaves. The leaves will not take its proper shape, and there will be also yellowing of leaves. Manganese role in chlorophyll synthesis and in nitrogen metabolism. Yellowing of leaves and spots on leaves is a deficiency symptom. Boron helps in translocation of enzymes and flowering and fruiting. So if boron is not there, then death of stem and root apex and thick and curled leaves. The apex of the root and stem are die, which leads to growth, isn't it? And the leaves become thick and they become curled. Fine. So this shows that how important the macro and micronutrients are, which may lead to certain diseases in plants.